Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Justin Riley, in for Ellen Barrett, who is on assignment and will join us later on in the program. Libraries have traditionally been an integral part of the communities that they serve, but that's becoming more so these days. And here to talk more about that is Cindy Fessmeyer, who is the director of the Columbus Public Library. Cindy, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Justin.
I always enjoy talking to the library folks because there's always something new going on there. So I want to give a little bit of a background. You guys as in the Columbus Public Library, recently went through some training in community engagement.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about how the library interacts with the community.
Sure. So the library has, like you said, statistically been at the heart of its community,
Right.
doing things for the community, but we have our stereotypes, right? With the books and the shushing.
Right.
So we are actively working to counter that.
Right.
And what we're doing is going out and asking people what they want for their community. So we ask them what they want, what they need, what they aspire to be as a whole community. So that's asking people what they have and what they don't have, and is there some gap in between?
That's really cool. I mean, you're really trying to, you're not telling people what they need, you're asking them what they need.
Right.
So
right.
how are you, I mean, are you literally going out and hitting the streets and knocking on doors, or what? How are you getting the information?
So knocking on doors, no.
Okay.
Although some libraries across the country have literally knocked on every door in their small town.
Sure.
Our town's a little bit bigger than that.
Right.
So what we do is we've got a variety of tools that we learned through that training. And anything from a real quick one question, do you have a second,
Yeah.
to a full 2-hour heavily facilitated conversation.
Wow.
And different stuff in between.
Yeah.
So maybe a short survey at the Fall Festival.
Sure.
4 questions in and out, but ultimately we end up with lots of different levels and different depths of information of people telling us what they want for their community.
Okay, so you've collected the data now.
Right.
What have you found that Columbus wants for itself, as a community?
Okay, so no great surprise, Columbus wants a welcoming and vibrant place for all.
Sure.
But specifically, what they've found that they would like to have is a place for people to come together. They want to feel a sense of connectedness, and that's kind of a modern thing. I feel like we're kind of in our silos depending upon what we look
Right.
at on our phone, and people want to bust out of those and be together. Specifically, they would like a more walkable and more vibrant downtown area. We have a traditional, very cute Four Corners.
Sure.
They'd like more things for the youngsters to do after school, the school-age kids, and they would just like more reasons to get together as a community, and we're happy to do that for them and with them.
So these are things that the community members, they're not just saying, this is what we want in our library, this is what we want for the whole community.
Oh yeah, you never heard
Yeah.
me say library.
Right.
The library's got nothing to do with it. It's what the vibe that they want in their town.
Right, absolutely. So what are some of the things that the library is doing to help achieve these aspirations?
Sure. So the first thing that we did after sort of convening all of these ways of asking people what they want for their community is we brought people together again, but with food and with action. So
Yeah.
we have a thing called, it's a library program called the Root for Columbus Action
Okay.
Potluck. And the action means that we're going to get something done here today,
Right.
people. So they come together, they feed each other, and then together in small groups, they work out quick, doable plans for a little bite-sized, cool civic project they can do in
Sure.
town.
That's very cool. So talk to us a little bit about what the future holds for the Columbus Public Library as it stands now.
Sure. Well, for the library, we will continue to convene these potluck gatherings. And some of the results that we've seen from those are some really cool artistic benches around town, a social media kind of scavenger hunt throughout the summer, different events, and we'll just keep doing that. Another layer that the library is adding on is we're about to have Main Street construction, and we'll help people get through that too.
Very cool, very cool. And we just have about 30 seconds less, or less, but can you give us real quickly why the library? Why is the library starting to go into the community engagement aspect? Because traditionally it's been social services or politics, so
Right.
why the library?
So that's a good question. The fact is the library is here to stay, and every library across the country is at the heart of its community and can stay there by asking the community what it wants and helping give it to them.
Absolutely. Cindy Fessmeyer from the Columbus Public Library, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
Check out your local library. Go to scls.info. Check out what's going on new in the library here in South Central Wisconsin, and we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town after this. Stick around.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Ellen Barrett, and I'm joined now by Angie with Rockabetty Salon and Spa. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And so first, I just want to start off with what makes your salon different from other salons?
Well, we definitely don't have that feeling of stuffiness when you walk inside. We really kind of appeal to all different kinds of people, and it doesn't matter if you come in your yoga pants. We are more into empowering women, and
I love that.
so you can just come in as you are.
I love that. And I know sometimes, when I go in for a haircut or a color or something like that, I go in to be comfortable because typically you're sitting there for quite some time and you're getting your hair done. So it's nice to not have that pressure and to go in and really just have it be all about you and not be thinking about how you look and have that comfortable environment. So I think that's really important. And you kind of touched on this too, but you're a salon for everybody, it sounds like, and you guys really like to emphasize that. But is there a particular clientele you guys cater towards?
We definitely do some of the more unusual type of hairstyles. Like we do get the grandmas that want the super bright colors in their hair all of a sudden.
It's so fun.
And really fun things like that, or the guys with the beards and the cool haircuts.
Awesome.
So that's probably one of our more fun things. Our specialty is bridal.
Bridal, okay.
Yes.
So bridal and funky cuts, it sounds like. Funky cuts and color, I love it. So kind of going off that too, you said bridal. Any other products or services that you offer you guys specialize in?
We do really special pedicures where
Ooh.
we actually use power tools on your calluses and things like that.
That sounds fantastic.
So the men like to come in and get that done as well with their significant others sometimes. And
oh my gosh. So
it's a little different.
how do you incorporate power tools? I'm so curious now.
Well, you have to come on down and see for yourself because it's kind of hard to explain.
Is it like a buffer or something on a
It's like
screwdriver?
it's like a buffer that's air powered, so it's kind of noisy, like you're in a car shop, but it takes care of your calluses for you, and it's nice and sanitary, and people freak out about it. They love it.
Because it's so awesome.
It's so awesome.
I can imagine. Just, sometimes you do need that extra power and then you feel so great afterwards. I love it. And now your location is on Park Street, and how has Park Street changed in the last 5 years that you guys have been there?
So we moved in the neighborhood almost 5 years ago now, and when we first moved in, we were in a much smaller location across the street by Jade Garden, and there was a lot of vacant commercial spaces and things like that. There wasn't as much going on. But now there's all these new medical facilities, and most of the spaces are rented, and everything's new, and the city really wants to make it, a gateway to the university instead of kind of an eyesore like it used to be in the past. And
Absolutely.
so it's really nice.
Does that help you kind of bring people in or kind of who are curious and walking around and check you guys out?
Yeah, yep. We have kind of a funky decor inside, kind of 60s. And things like that.
Awesome.
A lot of refurbished equipment and things like that are retro.
I was going to ask
So-
because of your name. Is that kind of where you got the inspiration, or how did you come up with that name?
My brother actually named it for me.
Nice.
Since I specialize in bridal, I was going to name it something dumb like I do hair. And he said that I couldn't do that at all. And he actually came up with it for me.
Oh, that's so cool.
So Rockabetty's is kind of a play on word, like rockabillies.
I love it.
Betty's, more focuses on pretty girls and things like that. And
Very
again,
cool.
empowering women to feel good about themselves.
How can people book an appointment if they're watching this and thinking, heck yes, I need to check this place out?
Well, the easiest way to do it, you can be in your jammies and you can just go right on our website on the Book Now button. Our website is rockabettysalon.com, and we have a wonderful 24/7 online booking system. There's even an app once you really get used to it and you really want to start booking appointments from work or naughty things like that that people like to do.
I've never done that. Not guilty at all. This just sounds like such a fun atmosphere to not only be a client in, but probably to work in too. Are you guys hiring at all?
We are currently hiring. We are looking for stylists. We have nail techs that work with us as well, and estheticians and things like that. We could use a new esthetician for sure. The best way would be to email a resume or to drop one off in person.
Wonderful. Angie again with Rockabetty Salon and Spa. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
And Talk of the Town will be back with more right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and we are joined now by our news partner moving forward, and Marianne. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We also have another special guest. This is Cynthia, and you are with Shelter from the Storm Ministries, Inc., Incorporated.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So for our viewers who haven't seen you on our show before, tell us a little bit about what Moving Forward is all about.
Absolutely. So Moving Forward, we are a senior move management company here in Madison. We've been around 2.5 years, and basically we help seniors downsize from a home they've lived in maybe 50 years and help them get settled into a new home so they can start living without all the tasks of owning a home.
Oh, it's so important because that can be just such a stressful experience
It
for the people involved and the family involved too. So it really is such an important service that you guys offer. And what would you say do folks like the most about working with Moving Forward?
Sure. So basically, I feel like we kind of help take off a big load of bricks that they've been carrying around with them. So we have a lot of avenues to help them get where they want to be. And they really, at the end of it, they just often say, we don't know how we would have done it without you. So yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Now today we're kind of going to shift focus, talking about downsizing and also donations.
Correct.
And you guys work with other organizations as well.
Absolutely. And the reason I brought Cynthia here today is because actually a lot of our clients love to donate to good causes.
Yeah.
So Shelter from the Storm is a wonderful cause that I would like to share with the viewers.
I love that. Another organization, shining a spotlight on another organization. It's awesome. So tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
So we are a shelter in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and we help single moms and their kids that are homeless. We are in the middle of a building project, our first building, which should be ready in October. And so, we found that there were over 80 families, 80 children in our school district that were homeless several years ago and decided to do something about it. And so that's who we are.
That's an incredible number.
It's astounding. There was an article recently in the Wisconsin State Journal that broke down Dane County and how many homeless kids were in each city, and it was staggering, really.
So I'm sure that construction project is really a key part of what you guys are doing and hoping to do. So where are you guys at again in that project?
Well, the project really has been amazing. Our project is a community project. We have architects that have done everything pro bono for us, our general contractor, our engineers. We have had businesses donate many, many things. And so what's happening is everyone in the community is taking a part in it, and they're bringing their passions and the things that they're skilled in to the project. And it's just been really exciting and quite an honor to be a part of. So.
That's awesome. And for our viewers too who are watching and they're thinking, oh, I want to do something to help, what can they do?
Well, the best way to contact us is to go to our website. You can fill out a quick form and email us and tell us, that you'd like to get involved, maybe what your passions and the things that you like to do are, and we'll get you plugged in. There are many needs. We have construction needs right now, so if your skill set is you'd like to come and volunteer and help put our floor in or countertops, or you want to make a monetary donation, just contact us and we'll get you plugged in. Or if you just want to come and paint some walls and sweat a little bit, that's good too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Marianne, I just wanted to turn back to you too. It sounds like your clients can help with Shelter for the Storm too. How can they get involved?
Absolutely. Even right now, I have a lady who really wants to donate some furniture to the people in need, specifically women and children. So we have a nice dining room set that we're hoping to go to them so they can kind of help with the flow of people who really need some items right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about, that moving process and the way you have to look at different things in your home to be able to kind of disconnect from them and, pass them along to somebody else. Do you think donating to great causes like this kind of can help with that transition?
Oh, it makes it so much easier on folks if they know that the items that they've used and loved can go to somebody who will need them today instead of putting them into a storage closet or having them stored at their children's homes perhaps where they will not be used. So if they have a bunch of blankets that they can easily give to somebody who needs them this winter, it really helps make the whole transition that much smoother.
And where can people find you as well?
Sure. My website is a great way to get a hold of me, movingforwardmadison.com.
Awesome. Thank you both so much
Thank
for being
you.
here today.
Thank you.
Great causes, and I love that you're both coming together. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And Talk of the Town will be back with more right after this. Stay tuned to Channel 57. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and I'm joined now by our news partner, Phil Anderson for U.S. Senate. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And now you always want to talk about the hard-hitting issues. I love it. We just are going to dive right into it today.
Sounds good. That's what we try to do.
Awesome. And we're talking police and criminal justice reform, which with everything going on in Milwaukee, it's really hitting close to home recently. So we're just going to dive right in. Do you think there is an underlying issue between the police and the African American community? And if so, what is it?
I think the underlying issue is that for a long, long time, politicians and political parties have been playing people off against each other. They try to get votes by offering things or offering a sympathy or a different idea of what's going on to people of color, people of different religions, sexual orientations, whatever. And that guides their policies and guides how they politic. So people end up having this impression that we're all set against each other when in fact most of us want the very same things. We want to live in peace, prosperity, and privacy, but we can't do that when we're constantly told we're different, we're entitled, we're being undermined, we're being discriminated against, all of these things. Insofar as they may be somewhat true, the answer is not to divide us, but to have a message of we're all in this together and let's figure out common solutions.
I like that. I like that mentality.
Oh, good.
And wanted to ask you too, do you think the government has kind of failed that population in the African American community then?
Oh, totally. I mean, not only just the recent evidence of all the violence between people of color and the police, but look at statistics. The war on poverty started in the 1960s under LBJ. And since then, black families have become less and less two-parent. There have been less educational achievement, less wealth, more crime, and then add to that the war on drugs, which disproportionately incarcerates people of color, I mean vastly, despite the evenness of drug use between populations. The government's not only failed the black community, I would argue that they've been at war with the black community in that sense, pushing policies on them designed supposedly to help them, but in fact destroy their families and create adversarial relationships between them and the community and the police.
Do you think the Democratic and Republican parties have contributed to those problems?
Oh, they're totally guilty of that, totally. You hear the things that come out of, especially Democrats have been the party where they've put themselves out as being, helping people of color, helping people that are poor and are discriminated against. But their policies, as we mentioned, the war on drugs, the war on poverty. But then Republicans haven't been able to tell the truth about that either, and they're fighting for the same sort of slivers of voters, playing this identity politics and trying to play the same game as the Democrats do. Only libertarians really come out and say, we're in support of solutions that create equality, that treat everybody equally under the law, like the 14th Amendment says. Others, Republicans and Democrats, seek to divide and gain favor with different types of voters. We're across the board, everybody's the same under the law and trying to attain the same things. And that's the best way to govern, and it's the least exploitive way to govern, and we'll have the best results.
So would you say that's the libertarian kind of outlook and solution to this issue?
Absolutely. On the federal level, let's scale back all these programs that divide, that pick winners and losers, all of these different things. Let's not continue to give military equipment to the police, because that creates a situation where people who are already having problems with the police and already under stress from the way the government does its business, the question that they have to ask themselves is why do the police have military equipment? Who's the enemy? Who's the enemy? When especially people of color, African American community, are already disproportionately incarcerated, and now the police have tanks, MRAPs, things like that. I mean, it begs the question: what sort of power struggle is going on where the government's trying to assert its power over people that are the most defenseless? Black people, poor people, people of any minority population. It makes it just that much more difficult. So we need to scale that back.
Absolutely. And now with all this information and everything you see, is there hope for the future? Because I think sometimes it can really feel really hopeless.
There is, and actually that's a big reason I got involved in politics, and my core belief is that people have the solutions to their own problems. And within our friendships, our families, our neighborhoods, our communities, when we work together across the table, look each other in the eye and look for common solutions, that's when people act like people who love each other, who share, who do the things that we've been taught to do since we were little, to take care of our own business, clean up after our own messes, those sorts of things. That's where the power of the American idea is in the American people, not in government programs. They just serve to destroy, divide, and make messes like we've seen in Milwaukee over this last weekend.
Bill Anderson for U.S. Senate, always great to have you on the show and hear your thoughts. Thanks for being here today.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for watching Talk of the Town. You can find us next time only on Channel 57.